40 Lives is a mental health foundation based in Ghana. It is a non-profit organization. It's focused on building support through advocacy for people living with mental health conditions and generally for promoting the good mental health and well-being for all. Ever since I was a kid, I've always had something for others. I've always been very sensitive. I've felt the plight of others when I see people suffering or being bullied because they're different to everyone else. That's something that's always touched me. Several years ago, when I turned 40, I think it's one of those turning points in your life. You start to think about some of the things that you're doing, some of the things that you want to do. And this is something I said, I want to be more proactive about it. Up until that point, I had been spending time counseling people voluntarily, doing counseling services with my church. I visit prisons sometimes to go and just, reach out to people who are behind bars, share a word of encouragement, share my faith with them. And I said, this is maybe time to start putting, something formal in place and try to reach as many people as I could. And this is really how 40 Lives started. First and foremost, I want people to start talking about mental health. It affects everyone. Statistics say something like 1 in every 4 people at some point or another will suffer some kind of mental health illness. That's a lot. It's staggering. If we look at what's been happening since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, so many people have described themselves to be feeling ways that they've never felt before. There's been anxiety, there's been worry, some people have fallen into depression. People who hitherto were quite okay because they were surrounded by family, friends, the social life, once they were left alone during the pandemic, especially those who were living alone, a lot of people have sunken into depression and started to talk about it. It's good in a sense that now the conversation's coming to the table, but we're very, very far away from where we should be. We should be talking about mental health as openly as we're talking about physical health, because the two are interconnected. If mentally you're ill, it's going to have, serious ramifications on the physical. So mental health is as important as physical health. Mental health and the stigma attached to mental health is worldwide. But in Africa, I think it's probably compounded. There are a lot of beliefs that people who suffer from one mental health illness or another are affected because of family sins or witchcraft. And, even in the churches, some of this, speech is propagated. And we need to do something about it. If you look at the support that physical health receives, budgets, whether from governments, from private sector, from individuals going towards hospitals, you cannot even compare it with the dot that is provided for mental health. And yet, as we've said, mental health is often a cause of poor physical health. We want to really look at policymakers, work together with organizations and institutions that together can really change the agenda and put mental health on the map and support. What is really fantastic and awesome is the fact that we have so many people from different backgrounds, coming on board to support this cause. We have board members who have diverse backgrounds. Some are in the medical profession, actually mental health professionals, psychologists, and so on. We have people who have worked in NGOs, others who understand and know how to raise funds, people who are skilled in event planning, and generally people who have a passion for what it is that we're trying to do. This is the one thing that everyone has in common. We have a string of volunteers, people who are willing to dedicate, bits of their time and other resources to helping this cause to move forward. So this is really encouraging. We really look to everyone who's watching this to play whatever role you can, even if it is just to support a friend who might be suffering from some mental health conditions. Provide a listening ear for someone else. This is playing an active part. And so, we just encourage you to keep on doing so. We have a website, www.40lives.org, and there's a tab. You can just send us an email, sign on to be a volunteer, even if you just have one day a year. If your talents are to do social media, we welcome that. If your talent is speaking to people, we really welcome that. Whatever you're able to do to support this cause, we have our arms wide open, and we'd love for you to join.